This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of the very popular, all of a sudden, Revival Gold, Mr. Hugh Agro. Hugh, what a difference a couple of quarters make, right? How are you today?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me back. Super appreciative of the opportunity to speak with you here today.
No, listen, as you know, I cover Revival Gold on the publishing side, separate from this business, in one of the paid letters to subscribers. And I have for several years. And we talked a bit off air. And I mentioned to you how for the past several years, I've been preaching to my subscribers to not confuse the share price for the value that existed. And so it's really rewarding for myself and clearly for you and the company, but also for subscribers to see the market start to and let me preface it by saying start to recognize the value that's there with Revival. You just went ahead and announced a very strategic financing that was increased twice, now totals $29 million. Dundee Corporation very strategically came in. EMR Capital Management also decided that they wanted a big seat at the table. And look, for several years, there was always the looming, lingering thought that, okay, yeah, Revival Gold's got 6-7 million ounces of gold amongst two projects and a lot of exploration upside, but we know they have to come into the market sooner or later. Let's just wait them out and see if we can get it at a cheaper price. That's gone away now. So congratulations. Can you give us the context on why now and why these strategics that you brought in specifically?
Well, first, I'm going to agree with you right off the bat and say we're only just getting started. It's taken us 7 years to put together this portfolio, but those were 7 well-spent years. I mean, we've got 2 projects now, 6 million ounces, as you point out, over 30,000 acres land position, big geological systems, and that's why groups like Dundee Corporation have come in earlier this year, and now EMR Capital, one of the most noteworthy, savvy, strategic investors in the space. They are mine builders, mine owners in their own right, and so they can recognize a good opportunity when they see it. And so big vote of confidence with this financing and with this second strategic coming into play. And I'm glad you noted the fact that Dundee exercised their anti-dilution rights when EMR Capital came in. Of course, they're not related parties at all, and it's nice to have 2 well-regarded, smart investors vying for the register.
No, listen, it's one thing for Gerardo Del Real in his little office just outside of Austin to, who knows Hugh for a while now and is partial and biased because we've been involved with the company for so long. But it's one thing for little old me to say, look, they have the goods. This is going to be a cash cow eventually. The infrastructure is amazing. There's 2 projects. Permitting couldn't be better in the U.S. right now. But it's very different when the likes of EMR and Dundee do their due diligence and put their stamp on it, right? That speaks, I think, volumes to the rest of the market and people that may have been on the sidelines, groups, institutions, funds that now go, okay, well, we know the type of due diligence they do. Let's take a closer look at what's here. So look, the $1 million question or the $29 million question is you're cashed up now. Where's the cash going to go?
Well, job one is drilling, and that should be of interest to all shareholders. We took the steps to, as you know, to put all of the drill permitting in place earlier this year. We've got 1 rig that arrived on site end of last week, and I was down there this week with our team and a couple of other folks. It's we continue to have lots of interest in the project, but what's really interesting is the team is underway. The core rig's drilling. We're seeing some nice rock already coming out of that drilling. We've got a second rig arriving, an RC drill rig, end of this month, and we'll do about 40,000 feet of drilling on the project this year at Mercur. And the focus of that work is to move ourselves to a PFS. So we've got infill drilling to do, we've got metallurgical work to do, and we've got some exploration holes too. You might remember the deposits open to the east, where we have some opportunities to augment the existing resource, and then in the South Mercur area, we've got some really interesting areas to target, and that's before we get out to the western part of the project, which is entirely underexplored. We're really excited about getting out there eventually as well. So that's where we're starting the program. It's all focused on Mercur, but we will be out to our second project in Idaho, the 4.6 million ounce Beartrack-Arnett project, later this year with that third drill rig. So lots of drilling to come out of this financing.
No, listen, I've been to Beartrack-Arnett a couple of times. Nick has been to Mercur. I have not yet been to the Mercur project, and I have to ask you before I let you go. Are there also aliens at the Mercur project, like at Beartrack-Arnett?
No, we haven't seen any aliens yet. It's just sitting up in the hills above a U.S. Army base. So I'm sure if they do show up, we'll be well defended.
No, listen, we'll settle for gold. Hugh, congratulations on pulling off a very, very impressive first half of the year. You're off to the races in the second half of the year. I can't wait to see some of those assays and especially specifically, you know me, I love the exploration drilling. Really excited to see you take some risk with the drill bit now that you're well capitalized. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Gerardo.
Cheers. Chat soon. Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.